Aloha. I just want to take a quick second to talk about what we went over today. In the application of using the fretboard to do fretboard recognition, one of the things we do is we go up using the sharps and then down using the flats. What I found is sometimes just going note by note isn't the best way to remember the fretboards. Now, granted, you can go up to the top string, which we didn't do in session. We'll just do it out loud today. If you have your mandolin with you, then it probably makes sense to take a gander at it. If not, I can just talk about it while I'm pointing them out. The E note, when we play it open, right here, rings out. When we go to our first fret, we would call this the E sharp. Then we would go to a F sharp. The concept behind calling it the E sharp is our brain counteractively wants to say that's not an E sharp, it's an F. So just by the process of naming it by its enharmonic equivalent, I find we remember what fret the F is on, because the F is also sometimes known as an E sharp. Same thing applies for the B note. When we play a B and then we call it as a B sharp, it changes the way we effectively think about this B sharp. And then vice versa, when going back down the other way. When we're going to a C and then we play the note below, it makes sense that when we call it a C flat, our brain says, oh, that's a B natural. So what we do is we look for those namesake notes in certain keys. In the key of F sharp major has 6 sharps. F sharp, G sharp, sorry, let me do it in order. F sharp, C sharp, D sharp, we're going to be adding on G sharp, D sharp, and then A sharp. So when we add E sharp as the next sharp, it is the one sharp that C sharp has, and we'll add a B sharp. So the key of F sharp has both the weird ones. It has E sharp, and then C sharp has both the weird ones, as I aforementioned. C sharp, E sharp and B sharp. Therefore, when we say these things, what we notice is sometimes it's easier to speak in different keys. One of the things we didn't have a chance to do today was just to talk about something like this. If a G major has a G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then G, we can play that up the fretboard, which we did. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. In correlation to that, playing what a minor would be, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F natural, and then G. And then maybe your melodic or your harmonic minor, giving it the intervals that it deserves. When doing that, you learn it in a case-specific idea, which is great, because when you know you're playing in a minor, it's wonderful to be able to know the notes where they are on the lowest string. The next step is to do the same thing with the next string in correlation to the G. We didn't really work up this way, we just worked this way. But it does take a fine understanding of what those notes are. Knowing that a flat 7th is an F in the key of G is kind of crucial. But knowing where it is in correlation to the F sharp being on the 11th, knowing that the 10th would be the F natural is great. The 10th would line up with the first fret here. And when we do our D string and we walk our notes up, we notice that our 3rd fret right here would be where our F is as well. On the A string, when we keep flying through this, we would find B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then E sharp right here. So the concept is knowing where the notes are sometimes works well while doing it individually. Just picking a string, E, E sharp, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, going all the way up through, dare I say all the way past 12, but at a certain point you know what these are. You can tell yourself 2 and 14 are going to be the same, 15 and 3 will be the same, stuff like that. Or when going through the process, just play a chord structure and play your 2-note, 3-note, 4-note variables. That also helps commit things to muscle memory. What do I mean? By just playing like a G major and then playing G major, A minor, B minor, C major. Those are 4 chordal structures, but playing the G, A, B, C are the first 4 notes of a major scale. Knowing the difference between a major scale and a Lydian scale with a sharp 4, it changes that last note, the C to a C sharp. Just knowing that changes the way that you think about your fretboard. So knowing that in G, C sharp is going to be in G Lydian, it really makes a lot more sense to see these through the eyes of particular songs at that point. So the conquest, or the thing that you want to just attain, is being vigilant about what notes you're playing and then kind of knowing where they are on the fretboard. So pick a song, have a little fill, and then try new fills with new notes and see if those notes are inside of your chord structures. So if you're playing a song in the key of G and you find yourself doing a lick that's in the key of E minor, does that E minor contain the F sharp or does it contain the F natural? It's an interesting idea, and once you find out that the notes you're playing for certain melodies move in and out of modes, what charismatically happens is you start just getting rid of concepts and playing what you feel. And the reason why I teach how to play spider exercises and teeter-totters is to give your hands the muscle memory to be able to move from note to note and from chord to chord without being confined to one grouping of chords. I hope that made sense today. Anyway, I really enjoyed seeing you, and I'll see you next week. Aloha.